Oh, Beppe. Oh, Beppe. I can read you like an open book. Could see this coming a mile off. Juan Cuadrado. Juan Cuadrado. Of all players. Look when I tweeted this. I tweeted this the day that Juventus announced that Cuadrado was parting as a free agent 27th of June. And I said, someone confiscate Marotta's phone ASAP. And I guess they failed. And I guess they failed. Beppe's been here, what, like 5, 6 years now? You just get an understanding of the type of player that they like, the type of profile that they like. And of course, Cuadrado, Marotta, former Juventus, you saw we got Vidal, Dybala rumors, Conte, like there's that link. But out of all players, Juan el Panita Cuadrado, as he's known, one of my most hated player, reported today by Di Marzio that it's pretty much a done deal. He's going to be a free agent signing by the end of next week, this coming week. By the end of the week, he will be an Inter player, apparently. Medicals scheduled, all that kind of stuff for a free transfer at the age of 35. I it's one of those where like look, I'm struggling to speak because I expected it, but then like even now that it's happened, I'm like, really, Beppe, really? And now the thing is with Cuadrado, he was I've always said my trio, like the the top three of my most hated players. He's always been there. He's been Theo Hernandez. Obviously, he's gone up in the rankings last few years. He's in the top three, probably number one now. But it was always Leonardo Bonucci and Juan Cuadrado when Inter was struggling past decade. But obviously, Derby d'Italia remains a Derby d'Italia. This guy was a nightmare every single time. We have those iconic pictures of, Perisic strangling him and, having those battles with him. But most of the time, let's be real, most of the time, Cuadrado was having the better of Perisic until Perisic's last season. But this guy dominated us for most of the time. I used to hate him because he was so good. Like similar to Theo Hernandez, I hate him because obviously he's a piece of work as a person, as a footballer. But the fact that he's also very good, one of the best in his position, is what elevates him. So that's the same thing with Cuadrado, Bonucci, and Hernandez, I say. So one of my most Inter fans, most hated players is joining Inter, and it's a hard pill to swallow. Over 300 appearances for Juve, lots of goals. There was a season where he had like crazy number of assists. I think it was like 2 or 3 seasons ago. He had like 15, 16 assists. Instant reaction, like we know the bar is very low. So like technically, this guy is going to come in. I can see why it's happening. Free transfer. The rumors are 2.5 million net wages. So, he's going to cost about 5 million on the books, 1 year contract. So at least there's no long-term commitment. And you just knew it. Like we're having this like youth revolution. Like, we had Fratesi 23, Thuram 25, Bisek 22. There's too much youth. Beppe was like, hold on. Okay, we're bringing some young guys in. Now we need to balance it out. Experience is being brought in. And we went from, this is, by the way, this is Bellanova replacement. So we're going from a 21-year-old to a 35-year-old. But why has Inter done this? Does it make, is there any merit to this footballing wise? To be honest, as much as I say, I do rate him as a player, but he has, you can ask Juve fans, and I'll probably try to invite Juve fans on to talk about this. He has declined. Last season was his worst season for Juventus, probably, since he's been converted into, a fullback / wing back. But if you speak objectively and we compare him directly to Denzel Dumfries, which Data MB here with their comparison chart helps us use from this past season, you can see Cuadrado is in the blue, Dumfries is in the red. And you can see he outperforms Dumfries in pretty much every category. And once again, it's not hard to outperform Dumfries in most categories. So the reasoning, like this guy, 1v1, I mean, he's 35 now, so this is where he's declined. 1v1, this guy used to be one of the best. like similar to Perisic. He always used to have this kind of like little step over, boom. Like he used to have this explosiveness, and he still kind of has it. You can still see he does have that. He has taken care of himself. You know, he's lean. He seems to be a good professional. Still got that little bit of explosiveness, but it's not the same. It's not the same. I'm not too keen on this signing. Again, it probably might work out. You know, as I said, it probably is a upgrade on Dumfries. Like technically, this guy, as you saw on the chart, look at that ball carrying. He is miles ahead of Dumfries. Even aerial ability percentages, he's winning more percentages than Denzel, which shouldn't be happening. That should be one of Denzel's bread and butter. Cross percentage, way better. Expected assist, progressive passes. Now these are the ones where we're gonna see the difference. This guy is very comfortable on the ball. You guys know my main pet peeve with Dumfries is the fact that you can't help in the build up. He's like having one less guy, especially in the build up. He doesn't have the comfortable touch or even like the mental capability to be able to receive the ball under pressure. This guy is like having a center midfielder at times in terms of his receiving the ball. He can be very wayward with his passing selection, like he's very forward and very risky sometimes, and he maybe tries to dribble out of trouble sometimes. That's where, you know, the problem is with Cuadrado, but he's going to add technical ability straight away. Even if he's declined physically, technically, this guy is head and shoulders above Denzel. Of course, another thing, the reason why we hated him, he's going to provide shithousery. This guy knows how to get into other guys' heads. He gets into fights. He dives. You know, that we hated how much he dived against us. I guess now we have to live with his diving and winning maybe penalties. We remember the one he won against Perisic. Oh my goodness, it still rattles my brain. Or the one he won against Ashley Young once as well. Like this guy knows how to win fouls and penalties and things like that. And of course, just a few months ago, this guy was beefing everyone on our team. Not long ago, this guy, I remember the Coppa Italia match into Juventus where the Lukaku racism thing kicked off. Let's just put it up on screen. You know which one. And funny that now Lukaku and him are like switching, potentially switching sides. Who knows? Who knows? And of course, Cuadrado even like almost kind of punched Handanovic, our former captain. And then the other day we saw on Handanovic's goodbye post, Cuadrado posting like, you know, I think it was a heart emoji or like a thank you emoji, but like, you know, it was weird. It was weird. But of course, Cuadrado and Handanovic do have history. They played at Udinese together, if I'm not mistaken, you know, when Cuadrado started. He's one of those guys. He's like Perisic. He kind of converted. He was like a exciting, you know, goal scoring, assisting winger when he started off. I remember him at Lecce with Muriel, Udinese afterwards when he converted into a wing back. Went to Chelsea, flopped. Fiorentina, he was good at Fiorentina, and then obviously Juventus. He's been there for so long now. So funny. Football is so funny. Football is a really funny sport. Now this guy's going to be fighting for us against us. I wonder how Juve fans feel about this, because some of them consider him like a legend. You know, he's won multiple Scudettos and trophies with them, over 300 appearances. Some of them I've seen not too keen on it. So I'm sure now it's going to take him down a notch in terms of legendary status for Juve. I can't believe it, man. Oh, it's so funny. It's so funny. Now everyone on Twitter is saying like, you jinxed it. It was your fault. It was your fault. It's one of those where I tweeted that and I thought it was like, you know, a joke, like, Beppe, he's not gonna actually do it, but he actually did it. He actually did it. And again, yeah, I mean, if you compare, let's say, like, compare it to Bellanova, you know, we saw he was the least used player last year in outfield players. What was it, 600, 700 minutes in total by Inzaghi? This guy's going to get a lot more usage. Inzaghi's going to trust him. I wouldn't be even surprised if he overtakes Dumfries as the starter right wing back, because I think Darmian's probably going to be more of the right centre back this season. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of difference with this. I think dynamically, in terms of in the team dynamics, because we've lost Brozovic and Onana in the build-up, having a guy like Cuadrado who is a lot more comfortable on the ball, I think will make a difference. And it could complement, having Di Marco and Cuadrado, two really, really comfortable wing backs on the ball. But both of them now, not really. Cuadrado doesn't have the same drive to get into the space behind like Denzel does, especially at his age now. But we'll see. We'll see how it works. We'll see if it's 100% confirmed. At the moment, it's, Di Marzio and a couple of others that have confirmed it, but you never know. He may fail his medical. Maybe Inter do a U-turn. He might get, bigger offer from somewhere. There was rumors of, Turkey or Saudi Arabia. So I am surprised now, especially the salary as well, because I thought this guy's going to ask for like a high salary, but 2.5 million isn't actually too bad. And of course, this guy is a prolific dancer as well. We know him over the years. He's like, bachata or Colombian dancing over the years. His celebrations have gone viral. We've never really had a dancing footballer. So that's another thing that he brings, a bit of, Colombian swag, I guess. But yeah, El Panita Cuadrado joining Inter. What do you guys make of it? I want to know. Put the bias aside. I know we hate this guy, but put the bias aside. I want your unbiased takes on this transfer. Cuadrado, sí or no? Let me know in the comments down below. Leave a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Let's see what this crazy, crazy transfer window has in store for us up next. Ciao ragazzi. Forza Inter as always.